Good evening, everybody. We are back. Ttr Friday is back, minus Billy Trey because he's out getting hammered for his Christmas do. But we do have me and Alex, and we do have our TTR special guests as usual. We have the King of Qatar, Mr. Roy Caviani, who's took time out from liaising with the what shall we say, the executives of football to join us tonight. And War Jimmy's in the house. James Moore is back, sitting by the looks of things. He's in a hat and, the Christmas tree in the background, so he's getting all festive. But, yeah, we are back, and normality is going to resume until we get thrown off by something Jimmy says. Or we upset some country tonight. It's bound to happen. But, hey, you know what it is? It's a bit of everything on TTR Friday, and that's what everybody loves it for. Start your weekend off the right way with a good laugh. So if you do enjoy the show, guys, as usual, hit that like button. It does really, really help us as a channel. And, of course, if you're new and like what you see, please do hit the subscribe button. It is completely free to do so. And note with the notification bell that will let you know when we go live or we upload or we schedule a show. You can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath this the four of us. Now we do have some prizes to give away tonight for members. We have some mugs which I haven't brought round with me, but we do have some mugs to give away. Susan, if you're watching, that's right. Susan, if you're watching, can you let me know what mugs we have available I can put out on the show? So if you do enjoy it, you can also donate to the channel by hitting that $sign at the bottom of the live comments, which will take you through that way. So thank you in advance for that. We'll get a few comments going before we get into the show because we've got a lot to talk about. Caviani, all these photos I've seen with legends of the game, getting himself right in there. Jimmy will talk more about his love of squirrels and, how by the way, on the subject of squirrels, right? I saw a video today on TikTok, right? It was an English butcher, right? With 2 dead squirrels, right? And he butchered them on his video because he said, right? He said that this will help with the cost of living because apparently it tastes like chicken, like everything else does. But it will help with the cost of living because you can catch these grey squirrels for nothing and just whack them out with a head, kill them, take them home, defluff them and all that kind of stuff.
Aren't grey squirrels like diseased? You've got to be careful with grey squirrels, haven't you?
Well, not if you cook them, Alex. You well done squirrel will be all, just like a crispy chicken.
Well, I'll be the expert on this because in the South, it's quite common to eat squirrels because other than venison, it's the cleanest meat you can eat. Wow. Because all they eat are nuts and berries.
That's a good point. Yeah, but I would cook it. But I would cook it quite well, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Things in the United States of America, in the South, things go on there that don't go on in the rest of the world, Jimmy, to be fair.
Well, we did introduce the world to pork bellies, which I'm sorry, if you don't like pork belly, then you're just not. Your palate is just crap.
I don't mind that.
know,
I'm quite happy with that.
we tend to use the entire animal here, which is why everybody is fat as shit down here. The obesity rate in the South is, diabetes. It's an unhealthy part of the nation. But last time I was in the States, Jimmy, when I was in Florida, I tell you what, those breakfast buffets filled you for the day. I've never known a breakfast buffet where you can have steak, you can have desserts. Everything was on from like 6 a.m. It's just the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced in my life.
I think the nail in the coffin was when they started putting cheese in spray cans over there.
Well,
Jesus!
God!
Squeeze
you use a lot to blame for that.
Jesus, it's like cock for your ass because you will not shit for a week after eating those on crackers. Oh my God! Yeah.
Such the opposite of the sweet corn.
Oh, let's move on. Right, we're going through a few comments before it gets even worse already, and we're only, 6 minutes into the show. Chipper says, evening all, great, this is back. Tom Lynch, good evening, says, yes, TTR is back. TTR Friday is back. NUFC at St. James's Park. The club is streaming it for those of you not going, and about a week out from Christmas. Yes, just to let people know, it is being streamed on NUFC TV. There is a watch-along on here tomorrow. I will be commentating on the game. So those of you who don't want to listen to the commentary on NUFC TV, you can listen to me if you want to, and watch the game along with myself. And it's a 12:30 p.m. kickoff, guys. So let's not forget that. It is not a normal 3 o'clock kickoff. It is a lunchtime kickoff, 12:30 p.m. So don't forget that. And don't miss out on the game because it's going to be a decent game. Oliver says, hey, TTR team, starting my Christmas holiday with a bottle of Prosecco and you lot. Could not get much better. Well, indeed. I hope we haven't put you off your Prosecco talking about canned cheese and cock for your ass. I don't know.
I think it was cork, Paul.
Oh, I heard it wrong. I heard it very, very wrong in that case. But no, I have been listening to Jimmy for many weeks now, and of course, you just assume that he says something like that straight away. Anyway, moving on. John says, evening, everyone. Last word about the World Cup. Was taking Madison just PR exercise just to please the fans. Clearly unfit to play. Did not even take part in the subs warm-up. Yeah, probably.
Well, he wouldn't take part in the subs warm-up if he wasn't told to go and warm up.
Well, there's no point warming up in, blazing.
Doesn't mean he's
like
injured.
That.
It just means the manager's not interested in playing him. Because he was
Absolutely.
using Mason Mount in exactly the position you would use Madison. So Southgate had his pick already.
Roy, have you heard any news over there? Did you actually speak to James Maddison about coming to Newcastle United?
No, I never got in touch with the team because everything's blocked. So you need a special pass to go in. I couldn't even see Brazil or even go back to the club where I work and back to my office. So
wow. But you managed to go to Saudi Arabia and mingle with the Newcastle elite.
Penny's not happy with that, but yeah, because she was. I'm looking forward to the 2-day break, and then I'm going to Saudi. Oh, you've not had enough football.
Yeah, I did put that to Susan. I did try and, but let's just say that the look I got from Susan was worse than being stabbed. So, I just sort of moved on from that very quickly. Steve says, we're here. Normal service has resumed. Louis, good evening. All round, the perfect replacement for Gareth Southgate as England manager, and it's Mike Bassett. At least he plays attacking football. 4-4, fucking 2.
Well, hang on a minute. Well, Simeone plays 4-4-2, and that is anything but attacking football. So it's not always that way.
Yeah, it isn't. It looks, by the way, as if Southgate's going to stay on as England manager, which...
it could be worse. You could have...
How could it be worse?
You could have Bert Halter.
Well,
the guy
Yeah, but they're not completely moronic at the FA. They're moronic, but they're not completely moronic.
This is the guy who didn't play Gio Reyna because of a personal fucking grudge. He did the same thing with John Brooks. And that's why you had Walker Zimmerman, dumbass, starting against Wales.
Listen, at the end of the day, Jimmy, I'm pleased the Americans went out when they did, because the fans, they have one song, that is it. They and it's not even a song.
It's not a song, it's a chant.
It's just USA. I mean, surely the Americans can come up with something different, Jimmy.
No, they have a couple more. They have that, and then they have the something about
USA.
We will win. We believe we will win. I'm just glad they're out, so I don't have to fucking hear it's called soccer shit anymore. And you wait 4 years from now, it's gonna be
be hell on earth, because it's in America, isn't it? Yeah.
But
Toon Review on tour, we'll be there.
Yeah.
But then,
hello, Susan.
But then again, you will be able to.
Fine, we'll go to the Mexican games.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm still waiting for me invite to Qatar, to be honest. Penny was perfectly happy to get an invite, but Caviani he's ghosted me every time. So, I mustn't be as popular as the other famous people that he lingers with, shall we say. But we'll come on to that a bit later, Caviani. I'm not bitter about that at all. And by the way, a message for my good friend John Sinclair, right? Stop pinching my people, right? Get your own or bugger off, right?
There he is.
Well, you needn't talk as well, Caviani, because you've both done it. If you do it again, Sinclair, I'm charging you and I'm taking you to court. Anyway, Simon, good evening. He says, good news that anyone not able to get to St. James's Park tomorrow, that the game is now going to be streamed live on NUFC TV. It is 12:30 p.m. kickoff. And of course, don't forget that the Bournemouth game next week has been brought forward 24 hours. It is now on Tuesday night, not Wednesday night, due to the strikes. So that is now on Tuesday night. So, I'm dreading that.
You guys do love a good strike. I mean, I'll tell you what.
Well, listen, I have every sympathy for the nurses, to be honest, because they do deserve.
Oh God, yes.
When they're paid as little as they are for the job that they do, I think it's absolutely disgusting what money they get. When you see even I know football's a different world, and it's but when you see footballers making ridiculous money, like £150,000 a week, yet nurses are in there doing sort of 14, 15-hour shifts for pennies. It's never been good enough. So I'm on their side. The train drivers, I think they need to make a decision either way now, because it's really going on a little bit too long, and as well the posties as well. But nurses, without a doubt, for what they do, they save lives. They look after people who are very unwell. And my kids have been in hospital a lot through the time. And the nurses in that children's ward have been absolutely unbelievable. I've been in a few times with various ice hockey injuries, with Parkinson's, and they've been wonderful. So these people, for me, 100% should be paid a lot more than what they get right now, because they are literally lifesavers. And if we didn't have nurses, we'd be in a lot of trouble. Doctors, fair enough, do a wonderful job as well. But nurses, they are there before and they are there after your surgery and things like that, and they nurse you back to health. And that's my opinion anyway. But we do, some people do like a good strike, Jimmy. Yes, but that game has been brought forward now, so it's Tuesday night instead. You will be able to get full commentary of that from Billy Bob Trey, as I will be shitting myself. Sitting with Alex because I'm up in level 7 on Tuesday night. And listen, I am I'm shit scared of heights, right? Put it that way. I do not do heights.
It is pretty. For those who've not been, it's quite If you ever go, do the stadium tour because they actually let you right out at the top where Paul's describing, and it is quite high. To be fair,
it's not a great feeling, I must admit. So I will be mostly sitting through the game, because if I stand up, there will be a fear of me just toppling forward and rolling, bouncing all the way down and onto the pitch, dead.
Get it on camera. Get it on camera.
I'm sure Alex will find it funny. So will my kids. Phoebe and Ben are going, and I'm sure they will find it very funny as they watch the dad literally crawling up the stairs on all fours because I daresn't stand up.
I'm sure you'll somehow injure Florian Lejeune. It's just...
Well, that's what will happen. I'll roll down the stairs all the way down onto the pitch, and then I'll just roll over him like some kind of machine. The nerves are jingling a little bit for Tuesday night, but that's just the way it goes. That's the only tickets I could get. Rich, good evening. Great to catch a tiny bit of live show before my gig this evening. Great to be talking about the Toon again. Love you guys in a non-pervy way. Look at the disappointment on Caviani's face. Honestly, up the A1 this evening, everyone. Mods, chatters also. Hope everyone well. Looking forward to tonight, as it's been a while. It has. It seems like an age, to be honest. Frau got a game on Tuesday. Love it. A game tomorrow as well, Frau. Let's not forget. David says, good to be back. Good evening, everyone. Mary, good evening. Clarky, long time no see. Indeed. But I had to de-stress a little bit from dealing with Jimmy for 2-3 shows, and then you have to sort of have a break and get back to things. Poor Alex tried to stay in Norway because he didn't want to face Jimmy again. It's incredible.
He probably got snowed in.
Well, yeah. Has there been much snow in Atlanta?
Shit, we never get snow.
All right, okay.
We get bad ice storms, and when you have, basically 3 million people on the roads that can't fucking drive in the snow.
Because you all drive on the wrong side. That doesn't help.
Well, yeah. I mean, you drive on the wrong side of the road. You drive on the wrong side of your car. You call a gear stick a shift. It's not good enough, Jimmy.
Your parking brake's up here somewhere.
Oh, man, I need to brake. Hang on while I reach for the ceiling and pull that handbrake, man.
Hey, Roy. Roy, do you have a problem with your American car?
I love it, man. I love it.
Thank you.
They're both American.
Hey, listen, there is good American cars.
Around in
I'm American,
little Chitron or wherever
we love Ford Mustangs. We just have to change them so they can go around corners in this country. Otherwise,
that's the thing, Jimmy. You've got to turn the wheel of cars. It's no point just going in a straight line because you'll crash, like you Americans do. You drive on the wrong side. It's just not. It's not right.
Because they have blocks like New York. You see, it's all in lines.
Well, they don't even have roundabouts. They just say, you take a left, you go right at a red light, you carry on, then you come to another red light, then you go right again.
In the South, they are very good at turning corners, but they only turn left because it's NASCAR.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw a Mustang once
plenty
in
of
Chester
roundabouts. Problem is,
Roy, that was not a Mustang you saw in Chesley Street. That was it was a radio control car. Nobody would ever earn or have a Mustang in Chesterley Street. And by the way, Roy, did you hear the news about crocodillos?
No, what happened?
Well, the upstairs of the old Crocodillos nightclub was raided by the law enforcement officers to find quite a substantial green farm.
Oh,
yes. Basically, they turned it into a wonderful forest of, let's just say, weed, worth quite a substantial amount of money.
Nothing wrong with that. Better than opioids.
I mean, obviously, Paul Sales, you've had one of your little your groweries found, and but never mind. Yeah,
it's all covered with tinfoil and stuff.
Let's be honest.
Oh, it was professional, Roy. It was proper professional. Yeah, but
But it's okay for Liz Truss with those cocaine parties. I mean,
well,
it's British politics,
Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Truss. The handmade angler. Darren, good evening. Evening all, been a while for me. Hope you're all well. Thank God the World Cup is almost over and can get back to the Toon. I saw Danielle at the Lasses match walk past but felt crap, so didn't speak. I thought you were going to say something there, Alex, but you kind of just muted yourself. G'day, everyone, from Matt. Ashley 80s, great, it's back again. Good evening to Camel. Everyone hit the like yet? Yes, do what Ashley says or you'll be in trouble. Soli says, hey, you guys. God, I've missed this. Susan had conjunctivitis last weekend and actually looked like him from the Goonies. Even Susan. But she even said that, so we had a laugh about it. Jock, good evening. Luffy says, glad the Toon are back. Can't wait to get back to our church. Call me Swift says, I read everyone. I hope you're all well.
What, cathedral.
Yes. It's not just a church, Luffy. It's a damn cathedral. In fact, well, what's bigger than a cathedral? It's like the Vatican City of Newcastle.
Hopefully, grab your money.
You are?
No, they do good prizes. It's not like the Catholic Church.
That's my agnostic.
Right, I'm a Catholic. We're not talking about Catholic Church and money. Let's just move on.
Organized religion. Now. Organized religion.
Whatever. Carl, good evening. Steve says, chilled, Stella in hand. Let the merriment begin. By the way, just so I can dedicate things tonight, Shamed by Stato will, of course, be Stato. The rant, Danielle's rant, will be once again Caviani's kickoff. And Jimmy will be doing, instead of Billy's beef, it'll be Jimmy's squirrel. So there you go. And just to let you two know on the bottom that Susan is now designing your cartoon characters because, as you well know, yes. As you well know, the hosts of the Toon Review do have cartoon characters, and since you two are now a regular on a Friday night, your cartoon characters will be. I've seen a bit of Roy's, and he's
just done the beard first.
Well, yes, but there is a throne involved as well.
Sorry, Santa.
Well, it could be a sleigh. Anyway. Paul Sales, good evening. He's just checking in before he gets arrested for what he did at Crocodillo's nightclub. Keith says, evening all. Can't wait for the season to restart again. I would, and then he stopped typing. Okay. Jock says, looking forward to watching the match tomorrow, even though I can't get there. Jim, good evening. Paul says, I'm back too. Not for long, Paul. You're going to get arrested. Spacebar, good evening. Geordie Metal, good evening. Keith says, hate to have a winter break like the Germans. I know. This kind of puts it in perspective about a winter break. But listen, the Germans, I mean, Jimmy, what do you... Oh, God, I'm asking the wrong person here. But, Jimmy, what do you think about the Germans having a winter break?
Fine with me.
Break in January?
I don't know. It's still a winter break.
I mean, Jesus, you got to give these players some sort of rest.
Yeah, but they've got a little bit of a break because they got knocked out so early. So it's kind of their own fault.
Well, there is that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you? Do you like the Germans, Jimmy?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have nothing against the Germans. I had a great time when I went to Berlin back in my younger days. Good beer. Any culture that embraces sausages, I'm right there with them.
Well, I mean, you've got to embrace the sausage. By the way, speaking of that, have any of you guys or anybody watching on Amazon Prime ever seen a show called The Man in the High Castle?
Great show.
I've seen the first few episodes and didn't continue it.
It is brilliant. Right? I've watched it. I've watched it all the way through once, and I'm watching.
Isn't that
it again.
About what would America be like if they won the war?
Basically, what it is if Germany won the war. So basically, most of America is under the Reich, and they have a neutral zone in the middle, and then the Pacific states are now Japan's. So it's as if Germany won the war. It is really, really good. but it's called The Man in the High Castle because the Man in the High Castle has all these tapes and things like that of what really happened, i.e., we won the war, and it's fantastic stuff. It's really it gives you a good insight into what it would have been like under Nazi Germany. Really, it's a really good show. Luffy says, "Is there a stream tomorrow? Does anyone know?" Yes, on NUFC TV, but you can have a watch along with us right here on the Toon Review. Tom says Billy's out on Black Eye Friday. He is. Yes, so God help him. Chipper says Chris Wood will be watching for his mate Roy.
Yeah, I hope he does. He was shite in Saudi. Well, he got injured, I think, after 20 minutes.
Yeah, it went, well, yeah, he did. Frau says, Jimmy's in the house. I've got my popcorn. I like coffee. Good evening to you. Peter says, good evening, everyone. Great to have TTR Friday back again. Can't tell you how much I missed it. Dominic, good evening. Danielle's in the house. Mary says, evening hosts, Jimmy and the squirrel community.
Wow, this has gotten out of hand.
Yeah, well, listen, listen, I saw what you put on Twitter about getting all the Toon Review, a little teddy bear squirrel. That was quite a nice touch, Jimmy.
I thought it would be a good touch.
Yeah, it was great. What guitar do you have in the box behind you, Alex?
It's a Schecter Demon 7.
I have absolutely no idea what that is. A guitar for me.
From my favorite band, Avenged Sevenfold, they all use Schecter, the brand. So, yeah, that basically.
Okay. So there you have your answer, Rich. You have it right there. J Bone 123 says loads of mugs tonight. Indeed. Susan has not replied to me about what mugs we have available. So if you bear with us, I'm going to send her a text message and say, Susan.
So since we have our own little cartoon characters now, does that mean we get our faces on the mugs that go out?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, listen, we want to sell mugs. We want to sell mugs, right? We don't want to turn people against the merchandise with your face on the bloody thing.
Well, how about a Jimmy shot glass?
Yeah.
Well, there is a possibility of that, but why not? Why not? I tell you what would be really good, right? One of those squirrel teddy bears, right, with a T-shirt on with the TTR logo and Jimmy's face.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know he wasn't going to let you get away with anything that didn't have a squirrel in it.
Well, no, I mean, listen, he's renowned for squirrels now. It's just the way it is. Jimmy is now the,
not the national animal of Atlanta, It's not like
like
Ryan and moose and beavers.
Well, yes, but Jimmy is the Steve Irwin of squirrels. And
we're going to have an animal army soon. We can just get Jimmy and Ryan to just summon all of these beasts.
Absolutely.
Ryan.
I'll do the camels if you want.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be great.
Roy's got the camels.
Or just have a big, puffy camel toe.
Jimmy!
I've seen a few orgies with them.
No, right. Yes, Roy. Having right. We are not doing TTR fluffy camel toes. All right, Jimmy? Let's just put that to bed straight away. KP says, good evening, guys. Wonderful that you're back. Bloody marvellous, gentlemen. All well and cool with you tonight. Thank you, KP. James, good evening. Matt says, I missed my Saturday morning laughs here down under. Andrew Binns is in the house. Tangy says, talk shite are charging $9.99 for their mugs. We charge more. But
what are their mugs of? Just Gobby Agbonlahor?
It just says talk shite on the front, basically. It's no. Chipper says, Paul, was that Bear Grylls the butcher? No, it wasn't. You would assume it would be somebody like Bear Grylls, but it was an actual butcher. And he was trying to save people money. Keith says, squirrel is good stuff. So is rabbit. Tom says grey squirrels need culling because they're hugely impacting on red squirrels. And that's what the butcher said during the video. He said that, the grey squirrels need wiping out because they're a menace to the red squirrels.
I'm not sure culling is synonymous with eating, though.
Well, you listen.
We have red squirrels here. I've never seen one here. I'm sure they're somewhere, but
so the original species for the UK was red squirrels, and we got grey squirrels introduced from, I don't know, somebody will know better than me, from somewhere, and they essentially destroyed the population of red squirrels. So we have a few protected zones in the UK that are red squirrel only, and we're trying to keep them alive.
Well, listen, if you cull the squirrels, right? If you cull them, then you may as well eat them. No, what's the point? I mean, Roy, Qatar, what kind of crazy animals do you eat over there?
It's a desert lizard. It's this big, so it's probably about a foot long, or 2 feet long. They crack the back, so it's paralyzed, and then they eat it. Well, I've never had it. It's
alive.
No. Well, they catch it. It's really hard to catch it, so there's a way of hitting it on the back and.
They paralyze it on put. Oh, it's like a stunning thing, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but you don't need anything but KFC anyway, Roy. So.
Yeah, KFC and McDonald's. That's for me. Well, they eat camel as well here.
Well, now that you know about the fries,
Camel burger.
Are you still eating them? Now that you know the secret to the McDonald's fries.
Yeah, what's the secret to McDonald's fries? What have I missed?
Oh, it came out in a court case about 3 years ago. The reason their fries are so addicting when you start eating them at a young age is
MSG.
It's it's a combination of salt and sugar.
Oh, there you go.
It's a mixture of salt and sugar,
and that's why I'm using these now.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a slow release insulin.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe stop eating the McDonald's, Roy.
Yeah. Hey, I'm in the same boat, man. It's got to stop.
That's not like a tool to enable you to continue eating the crap.
Yeah, that's what Roy sees it as. See this insulin pen? This makes sure that I can eat as many McDonald's as I goddamn want.
God,
yes.
You did. You must have lived in the South at some point, right?
Oh, I love it.
Listen, he lived in Chesley Street. That's enough. Anyway, Trolls, thank you very much for your 50 Norwegian krona. Really kind, buddy. Thanks for your continued donations to the channel. Thank you so much. A lot of people now talking about squirrels. Lovely says, a squirrel, you'll be saying scram the next door neighbour's cat next. Well, they need cold and all. Andrew Bin says, squirrel is very tasty, but you need a lot to make a meal. Well, it didn't look like he needed a lot to make a meal when that butcher took his big machete to it.
Man, they're everywhere. They breed like crazy. I mean, it's like deer here. You'll never run out of them. They're like four-legged roaches.
Well, apparently they do lots of stuff in your garden, Jimmy, which, Grey squirrels are fine for humans, but they carry a disease that can kill red squirrels. They're also more aggressive and push the reds out. Pure vermin.
They're immigrants.
Yeah, immigrants. That's what they are. They're basically like pythons in the Everglades. You know?
It's always better to just vaguely say something smart, because there's always someone in the chat that knows exactly the right answer.
Absolutely. Peter says the young ones are the greatest to eat. Taste pretty good too, and you're helping save the native reds. They might be vermin, but they still look cute. Jock wants to know how many squirrels you can get in a stotty. Well, I mean, as many as you want, really. Just get it up there. Up there once says, hi, Paul. Just wondering if our order of mugs, etc., from October made it out. Understand circumstances have not been great, but can't wait for them. Yes, they're on the way. We sent a huge batch of orders out last week, but obviously postal strikes, etc., mean they're taking slightly longer to arrive with you guys, but they have been sent. So hopefully they'll arrive before Christmas because, there's a week left, isn't there? So, yeah, plenty of time.
Yeah, I need to get off my ass and order a mug.
Well, you do, Jimmy. I'm disappointed I haven't seen your orders come through yet. Mind you, Royce took about 6 weeks to arrive. No, it was longer than that, Roy, to arrive in Saudi, wasn't it? Qatar, sorry.
Yeah, I think it was about 6 or 7 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And then
a
I
long
think
time.
you ordered another one. You almost sent the second batch, and then I suddenly got it.
Yeah. So if anybody's name is Penny and they want a Toon Review mug, get in touch. Gary says we also wild rabbits as well, Paul. Very nice in a stew. I've never eaten rabbit.
Yes.
They
Really?
eat rabbit in
Yes.
Egypt.
Oh man, yes.
Rabbit's good.
Christmas 365 says, "Hey Paul, during the Loaded show, one of the lads said that Playboy didn't exist in 1990. I have to say they had a major historia because the first issue was way back in 1953.
50.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he must have quit masturbating about that time. So if you didn't realize that,
Founded in Chicago, 1953 by Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
Alex,
Yes.
careful, because if your hard drive's ever looked at, they'll think, "What the hell?" Jimmy still got the first issue framed in his bedroom. So do you freak?
but the pages are stuck together. So
Okay, let's shift on.
That's how it sticks into the wall.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah. Ashley says next you will be on the scorpion and dung beetles. Oh no. Jackie says cheese is life. Well, it is to the Americans. They put cheese on everything. They have cornflakes on the morning, and instead of milk, they put squirty cheese on it. So they've got a lot
I do love
of cheese.
but I love a lot of foreign cheeses. I mean, you can't beat a good brie. I mean, come on.
I picked up a massive French brie today for Christmas. I got all the Christmas cheeses in.
Oh,
I got some
man,
brown
yeah.
Norwegian cheese. I got some brie. All of it.
Well, we're
Oh
now
my God,
getting
yeah.
people giving us recipes for the grey squirrels. We cook them in a gentle oven between 100 and 150 degrees for 48 hours.
A gentle oven.
A gentle oven, yes. It's one of those ovens that caresses the food as it's entered.
It's going to be nice and yummy.
That's it, exactly. Mark says, well, we all know Jimmy is back. Absolutely. Spike, good evening to you. Hope you're well. David says they love the odd frog in the southern states.
Yes,
Is that right?
Frog legs, smoked frog legs, or
It's New Orleans,
or
isn't
fried. Yeah,
Yeah.
They got, a bit
well,
of a
actually,
they got a bit of a French influence there. I think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Their
I'd love to
food
go
is
to
amazing,
It's one of
though.
those places on my bucket
Jesus.
list, New Orleans.
The absolute
Mardi
best
Gras.
creme brulee you'll eat.
Take a lot of beads with you.
Oh yeah,
Beads?
But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the
Jimmy will tell you about
alcohol's-
the beads.
Yeah.
What? Hang on a minute. Before Jimmy mentions beads, is this something sexual, or
No,
do I need to hover over the mute button
Hopefully
here?
not in
They
a
go
restaurant.
around- they go around your neck. These
No,
go
you
around
throw
your
the
neck.
beads to the girls and then the
Yeah,
flash.
throw the girl and they flash your boobs during Mardi Gras.
It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Okay.
So take a lot
And
of
when
beads.
you have people walking down the street that have signs that say "big ass beer, $2," and literally it's a 48-ounce beer for $2.
It's because Americans don't have pubs or like regular parties, so they have to have these super blowouts like Mardi Gras or Spring Break
Well,
to get
in
it all
New
out in
Orleans-
one go,
Yeah,
and they go over the top.
we actually have a lot of pubs around here. A nice, they turned a lot of the older buildings that still had the nice brown wooded, walls in them and turned them into really nice looking pubs, and which is nice because it's a nice contrast from the sports bar. When you go in, there's like 100 TVs. This feels a little more intimate.
Yeah, I've been in a few American sports bars over there. They're really good, actually. Spacebar says the USA fans are tragic. Well, the chants are tragic, shall we say. Jackie says, great to see the lads and lasses at the hospital putting a smile on the kids' faces. Yeah, brilliant.
Your mom was tragic.
You what?
Although
That was my response to that.
Okay.
it was a little bit disturbing seeing John Joe Shelby dressed like a surgeon. Quite frightening for some reason.
Yeah, that was quite a little bit on the scary side.
An apron and a mask.
It's like the doctor from the Human Centipede.
Oh, God, yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. What a film that was. Not. Jesus. The man, the myth, the voice is in the chat. Francisco, good evening. Long time no here. I hope you're well, man. I do have a couple of emails that I need to reply back to you as well. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Massive cheers to the 4 horsemen. I mean, hosts and the great mods and wonderful chat. Happy holidays to all. J Bone says the American fans probably stole the chant from Chelsea. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Yes, yes.
Did you see they had a funny? They had a meeting. They had like a fans trust meeting or something, and they asked the fans trust, could you sing more to away supporters so we can be a bit more intimidating? That was an official request of the club because their fans are just so docile. You'd never see that at St James's Park.
Posh motherfuckers.
Wow.
Bunch of posh motherfuckers.
Basically, Jimmy, that is correct.
Well, their own club basically went, you shit, you're too quiet, please sing.
Yeah. Jock, no, the World Cup isn't in 2025. It's every 4 years, my friend.
I think he means the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I think he's the
bollocks to that. I'm not even interested in that at the minute.
Oh, it's the new one with the 32-team format.
Yeah, basically trying to, once again, basically you're trying to get the Super League going again. Oh, my God. I have the cartoon characters.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to transfer them across to the computer, then transfer them to the screen.
Racial profiling.
No, there's nothing racial about it, right? Absolutely nothing racial about it. I'm trying to work out who the guy in the background is on Jimmy's, but quality. Oh dear. Yeah. Right. So just let me upload them to our wonderful streaming service, and we will have a look at these.
Jimmy looks so nervous.
Well, rightly so. Just bear with me 1 second. I just need to convert them to a JPEG so it'll let me upload them because, everything's just dying here. HIC. No, HIEC. There we go. Press on that.
There's great grey squirrels dropping.
Hey, these are worth it, guys. These are worth it. There's no doubt about it. Roy, I think you're going to be quite pleased with yours, to be honest. It's very professional. Listen, I'm telling you, it's very, very professional. Susan, it takes great pride in doing these cartoon characters, guys. That's
Jimmy does not look convinced at all.
Well, no, Jimmy's terrified. I've never seen Jimmy so terrified of anything.
Does Susan do this for like a job, or is this like a hobby?
No, it's a hobby basically. She's learned everything herself, but she designed all the merchandise. She's done everything. She's a remarkable woman, put it that way, in many, many ways. And I'm a very lucky man.
At that.
Yeah, she's right. Shut up, Jimmy. Right. This is Mr. Caviani's new character.
Oh my God.
That is me.
I mean, that is pretty good, actually. I mean, the King of Qatar is well, he's in his throne. So there you
Looks
go.
like Mufasa.
The Lion King. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where you get that from, Jimmy, but
I took a photo of it.
Right. Well, Roy, I'll send you it on WhatsApp anyway, mate, so you'll have it. So, Jimmy, are you ready?
No.
Here is the man, the myth.
For fuck's sake. I look like Tiger Woods. I look like Tiger Woods trying to walk around these days. But that is
He's got a point.
Come on, Jimmy, man. I mean, all you're missing is the stubble.
I love it. I love it. But it does look like Tiger Woods trying to get around.
I think it's brilliant. Obviously got the squirrels in there as well. Who's in the background, though? There's somebody's head in the
Wow.
background.
Oh, there's the
Is
head
that
there,
like
yeah.
Christian Pulisic in reverse or something?
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether Susan just forgot to take that out the picture.
Kieran Clark.
It could be. I don't really know. But I like the way that the Toon Review mug is almost as big as your head,
I
Jimmy.
know.
So a little case of.
Well, I do have at least 5 cups of coffee a day, so
Yeah.
probably.
Well, it's obviously very biased to make sure that the Toon Review logo is a lot bigger.
I
So
have
there you-
to have a copy of that. I have
Yeah.
to have a copy to show my wife. 'Cause
I
she
will.
lose
I
it.
will send you it, Jimmy. No problem at all. Yeah. By the way, guys, the prize is on offer tonight. We have got. Well, I'm giving away 3 of these. Okay. We're gonna rise, which is basically, obviously our countdown to the show's beginning. Alex, what's the matter?
He's losing it over something.
I
Huh?
can't do it.
What's the matter?
Can't do
It's
it.
like Tiger Woods.
I told you. I do.
Well, Jimmy looks like Tiger Woods, just a few years older.
He's losing it.
She's
Fucking
broken
losing
me.
it right now.
I can't.
Susan, you were finally broken, Alex. Well done.
You have to-
But Susan, who is the guy in the background? I'm intrigued.
Who's the guy in the foreground?
It's Jimmy. Right, Susan,
And
you
he's
need to
got
put
a
just put a bit of stubble on
green-
Jimmy, like he's got there.
the
And
green
please,
master jacket.
who's the background man? Because it's a little bit freaky. That, yeah.
We need to have the 2 squirrels shagging as well.
Oh no, we really don't, right? We no.
Look, we can't. We're still trying to get over the Tiger Woods part. So
Well, yeah. Spike Milligan, thank you very much for your £20 super chat. Really kind. As usual, Spike is a big donator to the channel as well. Thank you so much. He says, love the cartoons. Brill. Well, there you go. Tom says the Bournemouth game has been brought forward due to ambulance and paramedic strikes on Wednesday, not the nurses who were striking next on Tuesday. Dominic says Ted Lasso for the England coach. Eddie Howe is going nowhere, says Andrew. Indeed, he's not. David says he's a dodgy bugger, that John. Yes, he is. He is. Pinching me stuff. First nurses striking over 100 years, says Spacebar.
wow.
And he did it. Right. Susan's just texted me. So is this going to be an insult to Jimmy?
God no.
Oh, she sent the wrong one.
I like that one.
No, it's exactly the same, but the man in the background's disappeared.
Okay.
So yeah, Susan, is there any chance you can put
That
a bit of stubble on Jimmy because he's not clean shaven? So if you put a bit of stubble on, and maybe the hat that he's got on there instead of a cap. Do you wear hats or
Maybe.
caps?
It just depends on how cold it is outside.
Well, obviously this time of year you're doing that in tribute
Depends
to
on if he's played
E17.
18 holes or not.
Well, that.
In my wheelchair. That was
Yeah.
my little devil, my devil on my shoulder. That's who the man was in the back.
Ashley says train drivers won't be an issue in the future with automatic trains coming in. Yeah, that's a good point. Jock says American football is just rugby and safety gear. Oh, here we go.
True.
Well, you don't have to watch it. Fuck off.
I mean, we
fair
do,
enough.
because when the Super Bowl comes around, it gets rammed down our throats.
That's a good point. That's a
That
good
it-
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
the halftime.
you know,
Well, to be
if
fair,
you
no,
would-
it's more the
if you-
halftime show they ram down our throats.
Yeah, I mean,
more
that's a
than the
little bit
football.
disturbing, the halftime show. I've never known anything
Well,
like it.
there used to be. There was a time where the halftime shows were actually great. The Prince one is still by far the best.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
these fucking bands out now that they're just garbage. I mean, I want to see bands. I want to see people playing instruments.
When
Actual
we see a
talent.
Metallica halftime
Not-
show, I'll watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
God.
Killers, man. The Killers. They would nail it.
I know. But no, I have to get the shit
Alex,
that they have out today.
Do not turn your face up at the Killers, please. Tom says, I hate level 7. Chippers loves it. Sully says, that would be me, Paul. I hate heights. Paul Gallant is in the house. Good evening, Paul. And Paul did tweet our show out earlier on today and got some idiots replying back to him saying, The last time Paul was up, he filmed, obviously, when he came over to say hello to me, he was filming, and it basically, I was talking to someone else at the time, and this guy on Twitter says, oh, you ignored you last time you were there. I didn't. If you were there, you would have known what happened. I was talking to somebody else, said hello, and then went back to chat to Paul. So stick that up your pipe and smoke it to your bell end.
Yeah.
So, Paul, just delete those comments from those prats, will you? But nice to see you in the house, Paul. Andrew says, surprised you aren't in media bit now.
Shite.
You what?
Take your face for a shite.
Exactly. Absolutely. Gary says, Paul, will you be seeing level 7 Dave up there? Well, he probably still is up there from the Sheffield United game, that first match back after COVID. That is something that will never be forgotten on this channel because, what did you think of the match, Dave? Oh, no, I didn't fucking see it. Just crazy. Malcolm says, great to see you fellas. Looking forward to watching tonight. Rich Baxter says, was anyone else disappointed to find out that ITVX wasn't a free porn channel? Well, it's ITV. It's never going to be. It's never going to be anything like that. Chippers says, was that nightclub called Cockadillos? No, Chippers. Of course, as soon as he hears anything resounding like a penis, his ears prick up. It was Crocodillos, as in a crocodile. You absolute mental bellend, Chippers. Irani Granny's in the house. Paul Sales is class. It's not a toy. It's a kid's dildo. Yes, we remember that. Absolutely. Paul says level 7 is high, but still see the action in the Leazer's End. Yeah, I mean, you still see it, obviously. It's better than a cathedral because there's empirical evidence for the existence of NUFC. Tom, thank you for throwing these big words at me on a Friday night, mate. I really do appreciate it. Paul Gallant is right. It's the cathedral on the hill, and it always will be. Well, we don't have a penny mug anymore. Susan got rid of it, so I don't know where that went. Susan, can you please put some stubble on Jimmy, please, in a hat?
And
Jim
do
says,
it before
wow,
the end of the show so I can approve it.
Yeah,
Love you, Susan.
Can't beat that. Wow, Paul, did you just say your Susan looked like Sloth from the Goonies? Mum, you been bad? No. She had conjunctivitis, and she actually looked at it and thought and said to me, "I look like that guy from the Goonies." So I started ripping the Mickey out of it, just going, "Hey, you guys," all day. But there you go. Ross says Mike Ashley is the real Christmas Grinch. Glad Coventry got a deal sorted. Solly says, "Ha, what the fuck, Squirrel? I really don't want to see his hairy squirrel." We won't be seeing anybody's hairy squirrel.
No.
Anyway, Roy, obviously the World Cup's been going on in your country, and you've been, shall we say, definitely getting out and about. Now I know you've been sending me quite a few videos, but every time I posted them, FIFA took them down, even the ones that you were even outside the ground.
I know. I got blocked on Twitter for a day as well, and
Jesus
all it was
Christ.
I think it was the Japan-Croatia penalties. Yeah. And suddenly I can't go on Twitter. I can't post anything. I was gone for a day, and then, funny enough, was the second day was the day I went to Saudi. So it was all. I think it's to do with sponsors and the background of the video. So I think photos are fine, but videos of the actual match.
Yeah, because you sent some really good stuff, which was, I started to put them on the channel as, shorts because they were under a minute. They were good. They sort of give you the atmosphere of what was going on around the grounds and things like that. And then suddenly, I get a message off YouTube saying FIFA have taken this down because it wasn't making them any money. Of course, and we all know that FIFA thrive on making money. It's the only thing that they ever do. The absolute monumental wankers. Call Me Swift says, Alex always talks when my comment is about to be read out. It's a good job he's handsome. Yeah. There you go. Les says, hi all, I'm on the JDs now, drinking my birthday presents. I'll watch the full show when I sober up. Oh, bloody hell. You're probably better off watching this show when you've had a drink, especially when Jimmy's on it. So, Roy, obviously you've still got the Argentinian fans there. I mean, it's quite clear that those, along with the Moroccan fans, have probably created the best atmospheres at the games. Now, what has come out of it is that there doesn't seem to be any sort of trouble, any fan trouble or anything like that. Is that because people are shit scared of the authorities there, or is it just that there's no drink at the ground, or what is it?
No, I think everybody was. It was a strange atmosphere. Everyone was more happy than trying to be aggressive. And I think you can drink at the fan zones, and then you can take the metro or a cab or Uber to the stadium, half an hour or whatever the distance is, and then you sober up kind of when you're there.
Yeah.
And then when you leave. So, but everybody was happy. German fans were okay. Dutch, Brazilian fans. I'll tell you what, Mexican fans probably the best as well. There was
really okay.
There must be about 40,000 here.
Was there many England fans over there? Did you see many?
Yeah, I saw many, but I think a lot of them came from like Dubai and Saudi, and other places. And the ones who live here,
right?
Everyone was spot on. I mean, there was nothing to whinge about at the end of that game except for Southgate.
Wow.
Tell you who's the annoying ones? Germans were a bit annoying. Dutch, about 500, 600 turned up. That's it. It was strange. I think the highest, they said the highest hire card holders came from the US, about 125,000. So
wow,
there'll be some Americans there, but it'll be a mix of other countries as well.
Yeah, but the Americans are probably just there on holiday and didn't realize there was a World Cup going on, to be honest. You know,
they were good though, because after the Iran game, everybody was embracing each other, and deep inside, I was like, "You're lucky."
Yeah, half the Americans were probably from Mexico and Argentina.
Oh,
yeah. Well, a lot of them came.
Jimmy, are you going to stand for this nonsense?
I know it's a cheap shot. I mean, you don't say anything about all the French team being from Africa.
Well, no, because there is a racial element to that, of which I'm not allowed to say that.
Well, I've got a theory about this.
Most
of the French team was born in Africa, and most of the Moroccan team was born in France.
Yeah, because that's what they were saying, wasn't it, before the game, that really the Moroccan side is the French B in the national side. So, I've just received a message from Mr. Trey, and he says, I've just had a quick look. I'm already half pissed. Jimmy's cartoon has a bloke behind him having a piss. You can even see the stream. Really? Is that what he's doing?
Oh, to the right of okay.
Oh, well, I think that's a goal.
Yeah.
I thought that was a goal.
Like a goal. Well,
I thought it was a goal
with an angle.
I mean, he's got a good stream going there if it's that far.
I'm bloody sure he has. But then again, you know, it's a close up of Jimmy.
Billy can't be pissed if he spotted that. Like,
well, interesting. But listen, I think it looks fantastic. But I do have the new one here, which doesn't have the man pissing in the background.
Can we see it?
No, because I have to upload it, and it takes too long again, Jimmy. But trust me, I'll send it to you after the show, my friend. Tom says it'll not be long before Clipperty's whinging about a winter break. Solly says, well, it didn't work well for them 80 years ago, the Germans, and their winter break. Oh,
no.
Yeah. Steve says squirrel and spray can cheese. LD says big up the Doha Mags. One of your pals there, Roy?
Yep. She's on holiday now, I think, and she's back in England now.
All right, okay. Jim says hashtag embrace the sausage. That seems to be picking up.
Yeah, baby.
Jackie says Jimmy loves the sausage.
So is your wife.
Dear me. Tom says excellent show. I think he's talking about the man in the high castle, but very different to the book. The book, if anything, is. I'll have to get the book, Tom. I didn't realize there was a book. I will have to have a look for that, my friend. Thank you. David says 50 ways to cook a squirrel. Hey, honestly, we give you everything on TTR Friday. Everything. You can be guaranteed now that Alex, after the show, will take his dog for a walk in the grounds of his mansion, and he will look for these grey squirrels, send the dog up the tree to catch a one, and he'll have it for breakfast.
You wouldn't have any grey squirrels in any posh estates around here. They'd shoot them.
Well, okay. There you go. That says everything about what you need to know
peacocks,
about Alex.
and that's about it.
Well, listen, I thought about running down a pheasant last week. There was about 4 of them crossing the road, and I thought
you're not allowed to pick up your own roadkill. You can only pick up other people's, which is a bizarre rule, but it is the law.
Right. I'm on a country road, Alex. Just me. How will people know that I ran down that pheasant?
Wouldn't. But the law is you're not allowed to pick up your own roadkill, but you can pick up other people's, which is extremely bizarre. But it
actually disturbs me that you know the law on that, Alex. Is there any reason why you are so knowledgeable on that subject?
I got a lot of friends who were game dealers growing up with pheasants and pigeons and rabbits.
I mean, well, Americans just pick anything up on the side of the road and fry it, don't they, Jimmy?
Well, they shoot them down here normally.
Well, yeah, but Jimmy just they'll see a rat on the side of the road and they'll just throw it on the barbecue.
No, that's New York. But here, we're so overpopulated with deer, and a deer on the road doesn't last 5 minutes.
Well, not the way the Americans drive, because they're driving the wrong side of the road. The deers are probably looking the wrong way. That's why they get run down, because they don't realize the cars are coming the other way.
That's why every other car's a Dodge Charger, because they need to be big enough to kill the deer.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a good point. David says squirrel and sausage stew. Oh, Foxy says, what platform did you say the Man in the High Castle is on? Amazon Prime. It is on Amazon Prime, Foxy. What I would say, it starts a bit slow, but you get into it straight away. It's really clever the way they've done it. Really clever. That Shakhtar guitar must be Ukrainian. What?
Oh, yes. Schechter, but it sounds like Shakhtar. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Funny.
David says the match is on NUFC TV, 12:30 p.m. tomorrow, Greenwich Mean Time. Indeed it is. Join us live, 12:15, right here on the Toon Review, and you will get the better commentary than listening to it on there. So watch it on the internet, have us on have me on as well, and you will have a much better time watching it with the Toon Review. Tom Lynch, Burns guitars are nice. Please don't get talking about guitars. I'll fall asleep. Honestly. Danielle says, is Jimmy a Lakers fan?
Fuck no, Celtics.
Okay, that's like swearing at Jimmy Danielle. Well done.
I spot Clippers.
The LA Clippers. I'm not into basketball.
That's a terrible name, that is. That's a terrible name.
It is really. That's
terrible. Like the New York haircuts. That's awful.
Yeah, I mean, my Clippers are charging up as we speak because this is starting to irritate the shit out of me. You know when you start getting
to fill in the top of the head.
Listen,
I'm just saying,
boyo, you Tiger Woods looking freak, right? Can I just say, right, Jimmy? I'm
just
quite.
Let it go.
Listen,
don't hang on to it. Just
Jimmy,
take it off.
Jimmy, I am actually in full agreement with you, my man, because I noticed the back of my head on a video the other day that Susan did, and I'm bald. Pretty much, I have a huge bald spot there. So it may as well come off. You know,
Diggle a bald head.
Nah, Susan doesn't quite think Susan's not into the bald head. You know, she says she likes a bit of stubble, but what's the point if I look like a bloody Buddhist monk? You know what I mean? I'm not into people rubbing me heat just for good luck. Paul Gallant, I'm not sure what you mean by this comment. Paul, Jimmy would be a big prize. Susan would be good.
I got your big prize, buddy.
David says Paul wants to go to Qatar, Susan. Yes, but I've had the invite from Penny, but not from Roy, and that hurts. That hurts. Every day, Roy Caviani, I get up and go straight to my emails. I put them up thinking one day there'll be an invite there, and it never arrives. It's never there.
Well, I would just like to say that anytime you feel like coming to Atlanta, there's 5 bedrooms here, and you are more than happy to stay here. Especially for the World Cup, for the games.
Yes, Jimmy. See, that's how it's done, Caviani. Eh?
You can come tomorrow if you want.
Whatever. Mary says, Stato, you called for animal lovers. Well, that's asking for trouble. Yeah.
Did I?
Well, you said something along them lines, yeah.
I also said about choosing them a minute ago. So,
who is Jermaine Dupree?
Oh, I know him. He used to go out with, he married Janet Jackson, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, is that some kind of thing?
Yeah,
is that some kind of thing to American football halftime thing? Welcome
he's
to
a rapper.
He's a producer.
Right. Okay. David says camel burgers. Wow. I mean, do they eat camel?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan, but yeah, they do.
Okay.
Apparently, camel bollocks are really good as well.
Apparently, we eat a lot of buffalo over here too.
Yeah. Buffalo
is incredible.
Lions like buffalo as well, Jimmy. Raw.
Dumb shit.
Basil, good evening. Hope you're well. Foxy says, by the way, RIP to the free kick legend Sinisa Mihailovic. Indeed. There's been quite a lot of deaths recently, like, in the world. Just
he scored against Iran in 98.
Yeah.
98.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
a lot of
most people
celebrities.
did, to be fair.
Sorry?
Most people scored against Iran in 98.
Right, well, that's just downright abuse, Alex. There was no call for that kind of thing.
That game finished actually 1-0 to Yugoslavia before they split.
Yeah.
They had a lot on their mind, probably.
Yeah, they did.
I still can't believe it about Grant Wall. And his wife's a doctor, and she had no idea. The American soccer writer that died at the World Cup.
Really?
Because he had an aneurysm in his heart.
Oh my God!
And there's no defibrillator around in those brand new stadiums. Yeah, it was crazy. 48 years old.
No defibrillators in the stadiums, right? Is that right?
They've got some different places, but I'm not sure. But
obviously not in the right place for that guy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the media. That was the media center he was at.
Wow. Danielle says camel burgers. I think I'd get the hump with those. Danielle's already opened those Christmas crackers, hasn't he? He's opened them already.
There's camel milk as well.
Oh no.
And cheese.
Jimmy, I mean, right? That's not camel milk, mate.
I think it tastes exactly the same.
Which ends is coming out?
Does it taste like chicken, Roy?
No, the milk tastes like cheese.
Oh no!
A big glass of camel spunk.
Oh God! Dear God!
I've not seen any of them.
I bloody hope not. I'll ask serious questions as to why. Andrew says the Greys came from the USA. The grey squirrels.
Of course it was. It was you lot.
Probably.
Yeah. There you go.
You have a smallpox, we give you grey squirrels.
Jesus.
Fair trade.
Chipper says, I'm a celebrity. Toon review special. That would be good. Getting to eat testicles and stuff like that. That would be a challenge.
I mean, you said it.
I really did, and I've just realised what I said there. It would be interesting doing the Bush Tucker trials, is what I meant to say, not eating testicles.
Just eating testicles.
It's out there. I've said it. Who cares? David says grey squirrels are from America. Paul Gallant says, Jimmy, there are families of grey squirrels here in my village. Well, Paul, eat them. Eat them all. Get rid of them. Paul Gallant. Listen, cull them all, and you'll have meals to keep you warm over winter. The cost of living and stuff like that. That's what the butcher told me on TikTok this morning. You know, just go out, murder a few grey squirrels, and stick them in the oven. Just do it.
And take their fur and make you some nice gloves.
Well, you could do that. Yes, you can do that with beavers. You know,
You need about 100, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
but I don't like hairy beavers.
Okay.
As opposed to the clean-shaven beaver.
Yeah.
Irani Granny says every episode Paul looks more and more like Johnny Vegas. Wow,
Okay.
that's a bit nasty, Irani Granny. I didn't think that was your kind of thing. However,
Awesome.
it's just because I've got a beard on at the minute, which will be disappearing over the next few hours. But thank you for that, Irani Granny. That makes me feel really good. Jay Bones says, Roy, I thought that was a knife to scrape off the sugar and salt. I'm not sure what were we talking about there. Solly says, does that mean we cull the squirrels and the Native Americans cull all the pilgrims and their descendants? Jesus wept.
Oh my god.
He meant the McDonald's fries.
Yes, he did. Yes, I just remember that. Yeah. Julie J says, grey squirrels sound like scousers to me. Oof. So what Julie is saying is cull all scousers, which is a little bit harsh, to be honest.
I mean, they've got to put up with Frank Lampard. I mean, they've already got enough going on, really.
Well, I mean, Lampard.
I mean, those are the blue side. That's just the blue side. No, we haven't even got to the red side.
Put up with Clippity Clop and his horse teeth, you know, Mr. Ed.
That's your next national team manager.
Yeah, give our Jimmy, will you?
Bloody not.
But Julie, everyone's entitled to their opinion in life. The Greys eat songbirds and young chicks, apparently. Okay. Frau says, okay, enough bloviating. Newcastle signings in the January window discussed. Well, we just did. We did a transfer show earlier on today, Frau. You know what TTR Friday is all about. We tend to step away from the football for a bit and just relax and have a bit of fun.
Literally a full transfer show we did earlier, and we did the preview of tomorrow's friendly against Rayo Vallecano. So it's all there.
Yeah, exactly. Up there one says, thanks, Paul. Much appreciated. Might be some more orders to come from us. That would be lovely. Thank you very much. Well, we may as well just plug the merchandise just for now. These are the new mugs that we have on the website. Jimmy! We do have 3 of these to give away on the show tonight, which is coming up very soon, but you have to be a member. So if you want to be a member, hit that join button underneath our video right now. Then we've got this one, which is I'm 6'5",
like
because
that.
people always, well, buy one, you stingy get, which is why people
put my wheelchair on there.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll fit you on somehow. And we have these to go in the back of your cars. So basically promoting the Toon Review YouTube channel. Well, this is where you find it all, guys.
So let's get down to business.
I've been waiting, think I wanna make that move now. Baby, tell me if you like it. Tell me if you like it now. I've been waiting, think I'm gonna make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like it.
Let's get down to business.
And Roy, I noticed that the Qataris pinched my theme tune music there for the pre-game music.
It was on one of the videos I took as well, and then
it was
put it on Twitter, and then it disappeared.
It did, but it didn't have Jimmy's version. Funny enough. Yeah. This, I'm just going to start playing this on a more regular basis. This is a message to everyone out there who uses social media.
Here is Richard, in his own little world. Richard is a troll. He thinks it's cool to annoy everyone, as this makes him feel important.
Wow.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. It just says it all. David says rattlesnake is supposed to be very tasty. Wow.
Very good. Very.
Yeah, I might. The snake does not appeal to me at all. To be fair, not at all. Paul's also got hares. So you've got hares and squirrels. I'm sure there's some kind of joke in there somehow, but I'm not going to say anything. Malcolm says, have you heard how Ryan is doing? Yes, he's. We heard from him earlier this week. He's doing fine. He's back home for 3 weeks. So he may appear on the Christmas fan forum on Tuesday. We will have to wait and see because fan forum will be back Tuesday. But it's going to be a Christmassy one. See how much of the fan forum get dressed up. Archer, I'm sure, will be in some kind of Christmas thing. David says rabbit is wonderful in a stew, but skin it first. Well, obviously, you're not going to eat it with the fur on, are you? I mean, that's just you don't want a furry hair, do you? You know what I mean? It's Tom says brie is fantastic. Most European countries, including the UK, make lovely cheeses. The US, though, oh dear.
I will say the sharp cheddar is very good.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
But we have mature cheddars here, and they're very good as well.
Very true. Very true. Jay Bone says, Jimmy, that first edition of Playboy would be worth about $1 billion with no sticky pages.
Good luck finding one with no sticky pages.
Well, I mean, you know, good luck trying to find a Freeman's or a Littlewoods catalogue without any sticky pages. You know, back then. I mean, dear me. Right, it is now time for this.
So, you just had to open your big damn mouth, did you?
What a shame.
Well, now it's time for all those know-it-alls out there.
A shameful display!
To get shamed by Stato.
No.
Take it away, Stato. Who are you shaming on this show tonight?
It's gonna have to be Harry Kane.
Oh,
and the tactics of England. I know it's slightly off-brand. It's not NUFC related specifically, but having watched us evolve as a club team with a system, we've played with Chris Wood up front, Wilson, Isak, and we've maintained the same identity and strategy regardless of who was our 9. Regardless of who we've had out on the wings, whether it was Fraser, Murphy, we've played the same way to grind and get the results. We've got an identity and it works. Harry Kane is one of the best strikers in the world, is one of the best finishers. His goal record proves that. But with the way the England team, like the profile of players we've got behind him, I just don't think he's the right man for the system at all, and it's a real shame. And I'm disappointed for him that he missed the penalty. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, for somebody of his caliber to not be hitting the target on his second penalty against France, I can't forgive that. I cannot forgive you for that. I can't do it. If the goalkeeper saves it, fair enough. It happens. The goalkeeper goes the right way. They do a great dive. Fair enough. He didn't hit the target. So not only was he, in my opinion, hurting us in a system way, he obviously didn't bury that second pen. So I'm just disappointed because I think if we beat France, I really do feel like we win that whole tournament.
Yeah. You're not angry, Alex. You're just disappointed.
I am, because I'm after some of the timid displays, like how poor we were against the USA, for us to then go out against France and dominate the game, control the ball, control possession, have more shots, create more chances. I was shocked. I couldn't believe we looked better than them. I was surprised. I couldn't believe it. And after conceding a couple of quite easy goals, let's be honest, that Tchouaméni shot was a bit tame. I'm quite disappointed that Pickford didn't really get that. It's a tiny real arms. Shame. Yeah, tiny arms, literally. I'm disappointed, and I feel like it's time now. It's time. Everybody who watches us regularly knows despite obviously my love for Alan Shearer, I do not think strikers should be captains ever. I think captains should always be a centre mid or a centre back who can see the field and instruct people accordingly. I don't think Harry Kane influences the game from up top and helps people. I think Henderson was having to do that job whilst trying to sort his own game out, which he was okay, to be fair. He was better. I'm just disappointed in Harry Kane and the tactics, and we've had to essentially, it's the Harry Kane show. Harry Kane wants, as Billy says, he wants to do everything, control everything. And if you're going to take on that much responsibility because of your ego, you've got to bury the penalty, and he didn't do that. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. So Harry Kane is the one who's been named and shamed by Stato tonight. Samantha says the Chinese eat Peter Reid's heat. Tangy says, Val, I take you mean V, hasn't been around for a long time. Hope she's okay. She is. We've heard from her. She's fine. She's just been working a lot of nights. So V is fine. Thanks for asking, Tangy. She's doing well. Right. Our first giveaway tonight. Jimmy, can you give me a number between 1 and 243, please? This is for one of these mugs, but of course you have to be a member. This is for one of the We Gonna Rise mugs. So, Jimmy, a number between 1 and 243, please.
69.
What a surprise. Right, 69. I've jumbled them all up, so let's have a look who our first winner is. Samantha Irwin. Samantha Irwin, you have won the first mug of this evening. So can you just put in the comments that you know you're a winner, and you will need to send me your address details either on a private message on Twitter, on Facebook, or the email address, which is at the bottom of the description of the show. So let me know that you've seen that you've won. That is the first one out the hat. Yes, she just said thank you. No problem. So if you can send me your address, please. Roy, a number between 1 and 243 minus 69.
103.
103. Right, let's see who 103 is. Danielle Baines. Danielle, you have won a We Gonna Rise mug from the Toon Review. So I know that I've seen Danielle in the chat tonight. So can you just put in the comments, Danielle, that you've seen that you've won and that you're going to send me your address, please? For those winners, if you just send your addresses on email, it's probably easier. The email address is right at the bottom of the show's description. So basically, it's just pd.toonreview@gmail.com, but it's at the bottom of the description. So Danielle, can you let me know in the chat that you have seen? And Alex, for the third mug, a number between 1 and 243 minus 103 and Jimmy's sexual position.
I'll go with 24.
Oh, God, 24. I'm going to have to scroll. I'm actually going to have to scroll for that one. 24. Where are we? 24. Come on. Where are we? Oh, my God. Really? George, who I sit behind at the football. George T, you have won a We Gonna Rise mug. So if you can send me your address, please, and I'll get that off to you straight away. Those winners, please send me your addresses to the email address at the bottom of the page. So well done to Samantha, Danielle, and George. They are the three winners. We may have another one by the end of the show, but we will just have to wait and see. But you do have to be a member, so hit the join button. Zishan, thanks for your $8.99 super chat and your continued fantastic donations to the channel, Zishan. He says, evening, guys. Looking forward to the Premier League now, but in my opinion, What a World Cup. People did not want to give Qatar a chance, but what a show they have put on. Plus, the football was fantastic. It was. I don't think it was some people have, I mean, that idiot FIFA said it's the best World Cup ever. I'm not sure it was. Football wise, there's been better World Cups, but it's been fantastic. Transport, everything, Roy, has been spot on, hasn't it? It's been really, really well organized. Apart from the little stuff with the tickets at the start.
Yeah, there was some glitch in first game around. I guess because you don't really need to use paper tickets. Everything goes on your phone and the app. So some glitch happened, but it was sorted after. Transport is great. Everything, like they tried their best to prove everyone wrong. And every time something happens in the media, and all the countries got like they're looking behind their shoulders. What are they saying about us? What are they doing?
Yeah,
they're trying their best to prove everyone wrong. It worked anyway. It worked.
Yeah.
The only disappointment was the national team of Qatar was rubbish, and the fans not that happy as well with the team. But everything else was well. The rest of the teams are fine. It was just the national team that was the Asian champions as well.
But, very true. Yeah. Right. It is now time for this, which seems a bit weird, but it's now time. For Kaviani's kickoff.
Now the Toon Review gets ready to hear how she really feels. Let's get ready for Danielle's rant. What? Oh yeah, you're right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our ambassador and the voice of reason, Danielle Lawther, with the State of the League.
Now, Danielle has obviously grown a beard and shaved the hair off. Roy, take it away. Who are you kicking off with?
The BBC and Gary Lineker.
Oh.
Absolute hypocrite he is. They didn't show the opening ceremony. All they did is attack Qatar, attack the whole time. Human rights this, human rights that. They knew Qatar got the World Cup 12 years ago. So just leave that alone and try to enjoy the tournament. Let people watch the football. And then he worked for Al Jazeera Sport, which turned into beIN Sports afterwards. That was after Qatar got the World Cup. And he got paid £1.6 million. But now he's doing this. And he's been approached by Hassan Al-Thawadi, who's the CEO of the World Cup, loads of times. Why don't you come and sit with us? Let's have a chat. I sent you the link with the Piers Morgan interview and the two guys from TalkSport.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, where did you get the 6,500 dead people from? And I know for a fact, Al Thumama Stadium, that Jimmy knows because Iran played USA there, 0 people died. So if that's a 0, you've got 7 stadiums left. So it was all rubbish. And he said on the show, 3 people died out of the building the stadiums, 3. And he said that's a lot. Because you got health and safety, everything. It's just like a normal country, civilized country. But they want to paint it as a savage, Stone Age people here. But if you want to listen, there's a guy on YouTube called Devo something. He's from Birmingham. And he's been filming every day. And he was shocked. He said, everything we heard about in England, and then we come here and see this is a complete opposite. And people are friendly. Some of the stadiums, the ones that are surrounded by neighborhoods.
Yeah.
When people walking, you get into people coming out with trays of chocolate and drinks and just trying to be hospitable, just trying to prove that we are civilized. We're not animals. And unfortunately,
I mean, a lot of people that have been out for the World Cup have come back and said that, you know, it's very, very civilized. The people were lovely, really friendly. There was never any hostilities. There was never anybody fearing walking around and things like that because everybody was so friendly.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a few fan zones and people are out till 5 a.m. in the morning, and music's blasting. Everyone's having fun. Police are just there to watch things. And there's no trouble. And even the places where you can drink, there's absolutely no trouble at all.
I mean, it's incredible, really, because there was so much made of it before the World Cup started, and I think, it has to be. It's one of those things that I think it needs to be said. There was a lot of negativity before the World Cup, of course, because of the human rights issues and things like that. Now we've said this about Saudi as well, that that there is a lot of places trying to move forward, trying to be better, but some people just aren't really sort of given they're not given the chance. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you about Saudi as well. I've never been to Saudi, and so I went on the 7th, and Yahya is one of the guys. I think he's been on the show before, so he hosted me in his house. I paid nothing for anything. All the food, the guys they wouldn't let me pay for anything, and pick me up, take me everywhere, and I told them I've got a family for life there now. And the country is absolutely lovely. People are smiling. If they see a Newcastle shirt, people are stopping you in the streets. Oh, Newcastle. And it's amazing. And I've got a 1-year visa there now, so I'm planning to go a few times. It's absolutely lovely. Everything about Saudi, I've heard, even here, rubbish. It's a great place. It's very similar to Qatar and Dubai. And the people are nice.
You know what? It amazes me, Roy, because, like I say, a lot of people... Adam went to Saudi, and obviously Lee from Newcastle Fans TV went to Saudi, and they all said that they've had such an amazing time.
Yeah. I stayed there for 2 nights, but I think they stayed there for about a week.
Right.
Amazing. I mean, the only negativity is the driving is shocking.
I've heard that as well. Yeah.
But everything else is fine. So, they took us to a place called the Boulevard, and it's a bit like the Times Square in New York, and they've got all these the lights everywhere. So it's amazing, and it's much colder. Like it's about 10 degrees cooler than Qatar as well. Because I went with a t-shirt, and it was 27 degrees here, and it was 17 there. And
wow.
But the people, the food, second to none. Those guys just amazing. And it's a Arabian tradition. Like when you get a guest, that's it. You don't let them do anything. So when you come over to Qatar, it's all on me, mate.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Jimmy, Susan's redone your photo.
There we go.
Here we go.
Susan has redone it, and this does not look like Tiger Woods anymore. I think this is...
I like the Tiger Woods.
No, I think this is brilliant, Jimmy, and I think you really like this one. Here we go.
Yes, that looks like...
Still looks like Tiger Woods.
It really doesn't.
LeBron James, that.
LeBron, yeah.
I do like it. I do like it. When you've got like the little...
Yeah, it's good, that one.
Yeah, I have like that.
I think that one's... I think that's brilliant, that
one.
When
you see Jesus, the pictures of Jesus with the sun behind his head, it's kind of like I've got the nice white clouds behind.
Yeah, I like
Baby
that one.
Jesus.
Well, I wouldn't quite go that far, Jimmy, but yes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Some people are just commenting on what you said there, Roy. Danielle says the media talk bollocks. I'd rather listen to a native like Roy. And Angela says we're literally witnessing the effects of sports washing live. There you go. There's a do-gooder in the house.
Speaking of sport washing, so Sunderland, Liverpool, who else? There's loads of them in training camps all over the Middle East here.
Yeah.
Klopp as well. He's in Dubai. They play the games, a few games as well. So it's okay for them, not okay for us.
Yeah.
So sports
washing. Angela, go and take your big heed for a huge shit. See you later. Spacebar says, let it be a lesson to people. Don't judge from the media. Go find out for yourself. Carlos says, Jimmy now looks like Mr. T. Tangy says, Ice Cube, the rapper.
Yes.
Danielle said the same. Mary says, Jimmy and the Squirrels. Absolutely. Right. It is now time for, Jimmy's Squirrel. otherwise known as Billy's Beef, but we have to play the theme tune for this because it's brilliant. I just saw Alex's face there when the cow started riding. I know you haven't
seen that before.
I know, but when I was watching your face when the cow started riding the wrecking ball, and Alex just put his head down. I love it. I absolutely love that. I think it's brilliant. It's just superb. Anyway, Jimmy, who's your beef with?
Yes. Well, this goes out to our friend at FIFA, Infantino.
Oh, yes.
My boss.
Well, first of
No,
all,
he's not my boss. I don't work for them, so it's okay.
First of all, it wasn't the best World Cup ever. Even though between you and Blatter and going back forever, that seems to be the phrase that comes at the end of every World Cup, that it was the best ever, so whatever. But I did enjoy it. And the fact that, it might be an unpopular opinion, I enjoyed some of the different things that they tried. I was actually a fan of the extra time because I hate seeing these teams, get rewarded for milking the clock out, staying on the ground, wasting time. I didn't mind it. I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But FIFA going forward, for every good thing you do and innovation you have in the World Cup, you have a virus that has crept in, and it's now becoming, for lack of a better term, what's the word I'm looking for?
I really don't know, but I'm
turning
scared.
into maybe a pandemic now.
Yeah.
And that is your fucking officiating.
Yeah.
This is the worst officiated World Cup I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you've seen South Korea's run all the way through.
South Korea was...
that was really bad.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you that one. Yeah.
We have two teams in the finals. Great teams, great players, great storyline, but two that have been greatly helped out by officiating.
Yeah.
Especially Argentina.
Yeah,
and
I'd agree with that.
You've really got to do something to improve the overall officiating in football. And at first, it was a league problem. Maybe it's just Premier League officials, they suck. No, you watch these games and you look at the referees from other nations and you just like, no, they suck everywhere. And it's going to continue to ruin the game unless drastic steps are taken.
Absolutely. Alex, I'll let you read out Infantino's speech in a minute. Tangy says Billy will be doing that right now at his Christmas party, i.e. the dancing cow. That would be a sight to see. Irani Granny says, I never accept the media's view on anything. I always try it for myself. That's why I went to prison. The food was okay, but the sex was a bit rough.
Then drop your soul.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
See?
Francisco says every country has one issue or another with human rights in their backyard or are responsible for some in another country. So too, single out Qatar is extremely hypocritical. Tend to your own mess. Absolutely. I couldn't have said that better ourselves.
Yeah.
Andrew
The
says
human rights and
yeah,
the human rights in Puerto Rico is just horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, America have the death penalty as well. So let's see if they actually mention that in 4 years' time.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. There's human
Linux
rights
has
issues
something-
on it. It's across the
Yeah.
world. It's absolutely
Yeah.
across the world.
I mean,
There
we
is
don't
no
have
doubt about it.
Let's just put that out there. We don't have it here.
Foxy says
You
Gary
need it.
calling out the USA as the next World Cup host as being an extraordinarily racist country.
He did. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a black man living in the South, and I don't find it overly racist. Okay, so everybody's got problems with
Yeah, I don't think
racism.
Gary Lineker's in a position to to comment on whether it is or isn't. I don't think he's got the experience to say that really.
yeah.
He's lived in the UK and Spain and is a white middle-aged man. Like
Mods, can you get rid of Angela Tate? She's a bell end, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We don't want to read her crap, her basic rubbish. We don't do with activists on this channel. You can
Tell her
sod
to
off.
go buy some new batteries for her dildo and get off.
There you go. Alex, Infantino's speech.
so this is just a segue from Jimmy's comments. So today I have strong feelings. Today I feel Qatari. I feel Arab. I feel African. I feel gay. I feel disabled. I feel a migrant worker.
That was an opening. Yeah.
That was Infantino's opening speech to the media and to the world when the World Cup started. That is the president of the whole thing.
Yeah, monumental bell end, I think is the word we're looking for there, guys.
Batshit.
Yeah, indeed. But there you go. Right. Sadly, that is the end of TTR Friday for this week. We obviously don't have the game show because Billy is out getting rather drunk. But he will be back next Friday night. Now, next Friday, TTR Friday is the Christmas special, of course. A couple of days away from the big day. So we will have a bit of fun with that. I'm sure Billy's got some Christmas stories. I'm sure Jimmy has as well. Which
I'll be in Myrtle Beach.
What?
I will be spending Christmas with my wife's family in Myrtle Beach.
So will you be on TTR Friday next week?
Let me figure out with the schedule.
Well, only if you can fit us in, obviously, Jimmy. If we're not that important to you, then you can sod off, quite frankly.
Oh, hell
be
no.
Christmas
I'm
or
not gonna
Christmas
spend
Eve.
a whole day at her parents' house. No.
It's worth mentioning that Maxi has just destroyed some troll on Twitter as well a couple of hours ago.
Wow.
Somebody's posted about the French team, essentially, about colonialism and everything. Must be easy when it's like club football. They just take a pick from multiple nations and take the best players and have done for decades. And then Maxi's taken that and he's subtitled that into a child whinging and crying, essentially, and tweeted it back out there as a complete shutdown. And it just absolutely crucified the troll, essentially. So, yeah, well done, Maxi. Good job.
Jimmy, the viewers want you next Friday. They want you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will try my best.
I'll tell you who we'll get on as well. How about we get the sexiest voice in the world, Francisco, on the Christmas special as well. Francisco, I know you're watching. We'll speak during the week, but it would be great to have you on the show next Friday.
Do we have him and Julie on the show?
I don't think Julie would come on. Do you mean Rachel?
Oh, Rachel, my fault.
I don't think Julie wants to be on a show with you, considering you're called Birmingham Cheese.
But it smells like brie.
Yes.
How's that?
Francisco, it would be great to have you on the show. I think it would be my pleasure. So there you go. We've got Francisco signed up for the Christmas special as well. So it will be a great show next Friday. We'll have some Christmas fun. We'll have some more prizes to give away for the members. So please do sign up. You never know if your name will be called out, as the 3 that have been called out tonight. Hopefully receive their addresses. I've already got Danielle's, so there you go. Thank you, Danielle. So I just need Samantha's and George. I think George might be a bit frightened to give me his address in case I turn up for a coffee one day. I like coffee, says Francisco, and Rachel on the TTR show would be awesome. I think she'd be too embarrassed, wouldn't she? Bless her. Foxy says, great show, guys. Take care, everyone, and send my good wishes to Danielle, too. Hope she's doing all right. We can all say how we celebrate Christmas in our countries. We can, Francisco, but it's going to be, well, there's going to be
Christmas.
Stories to tell. Exactly. I mean, Jimmy will.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, if Jimmy turns up on the show, he'll probably talk about how in winter he's got snowmen shagging in the garden and things like that. Because everything uses Jimmy's garden as a brothel, it seems. Yeah. If anybody needs to get it on, they just head to Jimmy's garden, basically. So there you go. But listen, it's been a fantastic show tonight. Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to all the super chatters. It really does mean a lot. Please do hit the like button before you head away. It does help the show. It really does. And the channel, obviously. So please hit that like button. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free to do so. Come and be part of this community. TTR Friday is the only show where we tend to stay away from football. It's just a basically one of those shows to have a laugh with at the end of a busy week. Thank you to you 3 for your company and the mod squad, of course. But mainly thanks to the viewers out there for some fantastic comments tonight. It's been really great. Francisco says Jimmy dresses like a squirrel. Jimmy dresses squirrel like elves on a shelf. Oh dear. And Soli says I'm a VIP in Jimmy's garden. Wow. But there you go. Hashtag Jimmy's garden is the hashtag of the evening, no doubt. But listen, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will be back at 12:15 tomorrow lunchtime with the Newcastle against Rio Vallecano live commentary. Me and Alex will be back with another transfer show over the weekend as well, so don't miss out on that. And we'll be over on the Loaded channel on Sunday night. I think they're looking at 9 o'clock start for that one on Sunday evening. So do look out for that. But there may well be a show on Sunday night as well from us on this channel. So keep your eyes open. Jimmy, Roy, have a fantastic week, and we'll see you guys next Friday. Or I'll probably see Roy. Actually, I might see you again on the fan forum on Tuesday if you're turning up for that. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Good night.
Good night.